Kuttah Spoken Truth, we back at it again. I'm going to do a reaction to this video Anton Daniels posted, which was pretty good. His take on it was pretty good, called Black Women Are Obsessed with Hood Men. All right, go check it out. Let me play a clip of it, and we'll come back and dive into it.
There's some kind of fetish with street dudes because we mistake them as being more masculine. I really wish that women would stop putting street dudes on a pedestal. And I mean, you see how Glorilla's song, she was talking about the type of dude that she wanted, and that's cool because she's selling you an illusion. And don't get me wrong, I love that song. I like Glorilla. But she's romanticizing and sexualizing the type of guy that you keep saying that you don't want. If we actually held ourselves accountable for the type of men that we chose, I don't think we would keep romanticizing men that are in survival mode. I've actually never dated a street guy that was very protective. It's a complete myth that they're...
You know, it be women like that, and I don't know if you fellas caught it. She said she never dated a street guy. Pay attention. She never dated a street guy that was very protective. Letting you know that she did date a street guy. And then they dressed themselves up like this and try to convince you that they're a good girl, that they're not into this. But when you look into their past, man, it does not line up with who they claim to be. And I get it. A lot of people going to say, I was young. I didn't have nobody showing me. My daddy was not around. But the truth is, even if their daddy was around, a lot of these women are attractive and obsessed over street guys. And there's many reasons, entertainment. This is what entertainment push off on them. And they have the notion that being in the hood or being a hood guy is hyper masculinity when it's not. Okay? And so they fall victim to this type of mindset because they push it off on them through entertainment, through propaganda that come through the media. And so many of our women keep falling victim to this. Okay? And they fall victim to the illusion that the social media world and the media world for our TV, celebrities, entertainment that push off on them. They fall into the illusion of it and then turn around years later, want you as men to be delusional. And what I mean by that, they fall to the illusion that they turn around, want you to be delusional and thinking that they are some type of epitome of a woman, or they're some type of good woman, or that they, and don't misunderstand me, women can change, and we hope that more and more women will change and shift the paradigm of their life. But the reality of the matter is, a lot of these women that claiming to be something, they are trash. They are trash. And then most of the time be a lot of these educated women, who have articulated at these universities, and they be the main ones that have given themselves to multiple hood guys for whatever reason. Okay, let's play a little bit more of it.
More masculine and more protective, and they're actually more combative, and they lack a lot of emotional maturity because they're in survival mode. They're not trying to love you.
But see, you know why this is going to be a difficult conversation for us to have, and maybe I'll include this on after hours, is because it would then force people to take accountability for the type of guys that they had children with. It would.
Bingo. What Anton Daniels said is the absolute truth. These women don't want to accept accountability. And that's why they often find themselves in sticky situations, because they want to do everything to absolve themselves of accountability instead of accepting accountability. And that's why their life always goes in circles. Always going in circles, end up back in the same spot, end up on the hamster wheel, going in motion but staying in the same spot because they don't want to accept accountability. And this is the kicker: when you try to hold women to being accountable for their actions, they have the audacity to say you are toxic. They had the audacity to try to say you picking on them, you being judgmental. Okay, and this is how backwards a lot of our women thinks. Okay, whenever you get to the place that you don't want to be held accountable, you're never going to change. Never. And this why we see a lot of women not changing, not being fit to be put in wifey position, okay? Because they refuse to change because they don't want to be held accountable. Don't want to be held accountable. And like I said, a lot of our sisters want you men to be delusional. Okay, they want you to be delusional, and these same sisters is the very ones that have given their body to multiple hood guys, All right.
Force women to take accountability for the type of guys they associated themselves with earlier in their youth, but then they try to say that all men are bad or all men are a certain way when the guy that they should have married is the guy that they passed up on, and the guy that they shouldn't have been with that their father would have warned them about had they been raised in a two-parent household is the guy that they then choose to have a child with, or a guy that
And that's so true. That's so true. The very ones that they say was squares, the very one that they said was lame, the very ones that they say was nerds is the ones that they should have married when they was in their youth. I tell y'all time and time again, a woman should be getting married in the prime of her years to a good man who they often link to being lame, being bored, being weak. That's the type of guy they should be giving themselves to in marriage or allow to be chosen in marriage. Why? Because it gonna save them from a lot of trauma. It gonna save them from a lot of situations. And a lot of these women find themselves in dire situations because they are attracted to hood guys. I try to tell y'all that. They're attracted to hood guys, which show you internally they are toxic themselves, right? Because they associate masculinity with being a gangster. They associate masculinity with thug life. You know, Tupac messed up a lot of these women. I got thug life tatted on my chest. This is what they associate, right, being masculine with. And when somebody who is truly masculine got their head on right, especially walking in the truth, they have the audacity to say that's toxic masculinity because he want to correct your behavior. Listen to me, guys. I want y'all to pay attention to this. If you can't correct your woman, you can't protect your woman. You hear me? If you can't correct your woman, you can't protect your woman. All right. And a lot of these women get into dangerous predicament because they refuse to receive correction from their man. If you can't correct your woman, you can't protect your woman. And I'm telling y'all, man, stop trying to protect women who don't want to be corrected. All right. So that's enough of that. I ain't trying to make the video too long. Go check out the video from Anton Daniels. Black women are obsessed with hood men. All right. That's so much I can talk about, but I'm just going to keep it short. All right. Peace.